In this week's episode of the Motorhome Matt podcast, we're looking at shiny things.
We are live at the Motorhome Caravan Show at the NEC, looking for new innovation and new creative products that you might be interested in buying.
Welcome to the Motorhome Matt podcast with me, Keith Gooden.
And me, Motorhome Matt.
Industry insights, expert advice for the world of motorhomes, campervans and caravans. Brought to you with thatleisureShop.com and sponsored by Rive.
You did it without reading it. Well
Thank
done.
you. It's tattooed on the inside of my eyelids. There it is.
Talking eyelids, I got my magpie lids on today.
Have you?
Yeah, magpies. So I'm going around the show looking for shiny... My eyes. I'm looking around...
You mean mince pies?
No. I'm a magpie.
You're minces.
I'm not mincing anywhere.
You're mincing around the show.
No. I haven't got the energy for that. Not in my condition.
Magpies.
Magpies.
Right.
I'm looking for shiny stuff. So I'm looking for innovative products. I always say if you don't innovate, you evaporate. And I'm looking for manufacturers, products and services that I think are new, innovative and worth considering. This is the biggest bit. So often we get products where we think, well, what's the point of that? Is that going to be useful? So I've been busy wandering around the show and I want to share with you some of my best picks. This is the Landseer stand. Now, if you know me well, you'll know I'm not a huge fan of a pop-top camper van, but Landseer are one of our Motorhome Matt approved brands, and they are very much an exception to the rule. Their attention to detail is second to none. They are phenomenal. And they have a MAN van on the stand called the Artemis, which is just stunning. Honestly, I reckon it's one of the best looking vans at the show. Now, this camper van was designed for one of their customers to their spec, and her name is Tracy, and she's here at the show, and I wanted to ask her a little bit more about why she chose the spec she did. Tracy, this is a stunning van. This is your van.
It is indeed, yes. Thank you very much.
It's built to your specification. Why have you chosen this design?
So I've had a Landseer custom pop top for nearly 4 years now. Absolutely loved it. We'd spent an awful long time sort of like looking for a pop top. Walked into Landseer and it was just like, wow. Didn't really think I was going to sort of like take to camper vanning as much as I have done, but just love it. That's it. Sort of like 15, 16 nights in a row. So we just want something bigger because now we sort of like we do a lot of like festivals and rallies and all that sort of stuff.
Okay.
Looked at lots and lots of vans. Been to this show many times, but just couldn't find sort of like what I wanted. So I started badgering Tom and Oliver from Landseer, two of the directors, and just sort of like saying to them, come on guys, you need to sort of like build me a bigger van. Came to them with like all of my ideas and sort of like said, right, let's put it together. I knew exactly what I wanted because I knew exactly what I didn't want, what I didn't like in other vans, and this is what they've produced for me.
So they agreed to build on the MAN, which I think is the first time they've done that, is that right?
Yes, it is. Yep.
You've gone for no rear seat belts. Is it just two of you travelling?
Yeah, so when I bought the custom, we was insistent, it's got to have loads of seat belts and everything in it. But to be fair, the grandkids, they never come away with us. So this time we've just made it purely just for two. So it sleeps two, seats two. That's perfect for me. Yeah.
And you've gone for a lovely lounge.
We have, yeah. That was what was really important to me, was sort of like the space in the living area. Do you know what I mean? Because you step into many vans and actually you don't have as much space in a larger van as you've got in a pop top. Because in the pop top you've got that enormous big sort of like square area that you can do all your prepping in and whatever you're doing. You get into a lot of the small vans and there's so many pinch points in them, which was why we decided that sort of like that we wanted the bench area, and that for us we didn't need sort of like 4 belted seats, so that we could have that lovely area.
Now, do you know what? We've been wandering around the show all day yesterday, day 2 today, and we saw this first thing. And every van we went in after this that was a panel van conversion that was bigger than a pop top, so on a MAN or a Ducato or Transit, was all really tight inside. You're right, because of all the furniture. And what you've achieved is this massive space because you wanted to sit and have a cup of tea in your lounge.
I've got this strap line, I need a brew with a view, and I think I've achieved it in there.
You certainly have.
Because I can sit there and I can look out.
Now, the other big thing you've done as well with the kitchen area is you've designed a multifaceted space in a really tight area. It's incredible.
It is. I've done a lot of sort of like research on this myself. I don't need a huge kitchen. I need something that's sort of like workable, but I don't need it like enormous. So I've sort of like, I think I've worked with sort of like something that that's really quite innovative.
It is, well, the hob slides to one side, revealing the sink.
Worktop sort of like,
So it gives you a big worktop area.
Gives me a large worktop area,
Fridge and freezer.
Yeah, I've got a 70-litre fridge in there as well.
Loads of little drawers.
Loads of little drawers. To be fair, the guys at Landseer, they've sort of like used up every little tiny bit of space that they possibly can. It just works. It's just, I'm really proud of it. They're really proud of it, you know.
You've got an amazing lounge, but you've also got the rear bed that makes into a sofa.
Yes, I have, yeah, because I sort of like, for me, everything in a camper van needs to have at least two purposes.
Right.
So it's like, I've got this like amazingly comfortable bed, but it's like, why not make it sort of like so that when I'm parked up next to Doris's caravan, you know, and I can't sort of like see what I want to see, and I'm sort of like backed up against, you know, the Cornish coastline, let's make use of that bed and let's sort of like have it so that it'll sit up and it'll turn into a sofa. Yeah. And it just works.
Now, there is one big compromise, isn't there, which is your bathroom.
Compromise. Yeah, I think there's always a compromise in any van. The compromise in this van is we've achieved sort of like a usable shower space, but we have still got a slide-away portable toilet, which isn't everybody's cup of tea. Some people insist on sort of like a fixed toilet with a cassette that you can access from outside. For us, that was fine, because Brian will empty it anyway.
Fair enough. But you are looking at putting a different type of toilet in it.
So I've got on order. They call it a dual care got to go toilet. You can either have it as a chemical toilet or a composting toilet. It's just not here for the show because it's been manufactured somewhere and it's actually an Australian company. But that's coming at sort of like the end of November, so that's going to go in, and it literally, the toilet seat lifts up, separates your wees and your poos, and you have access to the two cassettes sort of like from the top, so you don't have to take the whole unit out and move it.
Okay.
Yeah,
and the Victron install is beautiful as well. The lighting is stunning. The finish is amazing. You've got a wonderful camper van.
Thank you.
I wish you many happy adventures
very,
in it.
very, very proud of it, and I've got Tom, Oliver and Luke and all the other guys back at the factory that made my dreams come true.
We're just about to leave the Landseer stand, and I was chatting to Ken here from Nuneaton. Welcome to the show. Ken,
thank you.
You were telling me you've had a few camper vans and you've got a strong view of the Artemis behind us.
Yeah, the last camper van I had was a similar length to this. Obviously not as much money, but nowhere near as good a use of space.
Yeah.
This is like Doctor Who's TARDIS. It's just amazing. It's top notch. I can't say any more. If I was in the market today, I'd be buying this one.
There we are.
I'm well pleased with it.
Thank you, Ken. If you were watching the podcast a few weeks ago, you would have seen an amazing interview with Simon Howard, who's one of the co-owners of Bailey of Bristol. And he said they were launching a new camper van and wouldn't give anything away. Well, here it is. This is the Bailey Endurance with its Swamper alloy wheels and its funky external graphics. This is the only layout available at the moment, and I love the GPS coordinates on the exterior, which is of course the Bailey factory. And with its roof-mounted tent box, it certainly is a showstopper. I'm joined by Mark from Vanlife Eats. Mark, Motorhome Map Podcast and That Leisure Shop is delighted to be sponsoring your trip to Italy. You're leaving on Monday. What are you up to?
Honestly, it's the trip I've dreamt of nearly all my life. Just driving to my hometown in Minori along the Amalfi Coast was one thing, but to actually now have the opportunity of exploring food, zigzagging all the way around the country, Parma, Bologna, Florence, Rome, Naples. I'll be going all the way down to Puglia, not just for the wine, you know I love a Primitivo, but they do good food too.
You and me both?
Yeah.
You're going to bring me some back, aren't you?
Definitely, 100%. You'll get a case, don't worry.
So what do you hope to learn from the trip then?
I want to learn I learned everything from my nonna, and I want to learn.
Who's your nonna?
My nonna is my grandmother.
Okay.
So I learned from her.
This is an Italian term, is it?
It's an Italian word for nanny.
Okay.
I learned everything from my grandmother, and I want to go and explore other family recipes. So I'm not just going there and going to the classic places that it's overdone on other shows on TV. I actually am engaging with people and worming my way into their little family dinners.
Do they know this yet?
Yeah, they know that. Do you know what? They just seem to be the nicest people ever. Everyone's really accommodating. When I tell them what I'm doing, they're like, yeah, come over and you can have food with us. So yeah, there's a lot of really nice authenticity about this trip.
So you're native Italian, aren't you? I mean, Italian's your first language.
Oh, not my first language, come on.
Is it not?
No, it's my dad's is Italian. He moved over here when he was 3 years old.
Right.
But we still have property on the Amalfi Coast. We've got a lovely little empty little apartment on the hill that overlooks the beautiful Amalfi Coast. And
So you're going back to your roots?
back to my roots, exploring
Okay.
my heritage.
So as a result of this trip then, you will be at lots of outdoor shows in the motorhome niche next year. What will people expect to see then as a result of your trip?
Well, it's Vanlife Eats. What am I going to call it? I'm going to call it Vanlife Eats Bites Italy. And it's just going to be food from Italy for all my demos that I'm going to be doing.
Yeah.
I'm going to be teaching people those authentic recipes that I learned along my route, and make sure it's all friendly for a van or a motorhome.
Because this is one of the things you do, isn't it? The outside shows, outdoor shows, is your workshops where people get involved and get cooking with you.
Yeah, that's it, absolutely. So people are going to be learning to make pasta and different types of sauces and all these little fancy little pasta shapes that I learned from Nonna Rosso in Florence.
I can't wait to taste it myself. So how long are you away for?
I'm going to go away for about 6 weeks.
Okay. And where do people follow you whilst you're away?
So the whole thing is going to be on Instagram as lives, as constant reels, but I'll also be making YouTube series out of it. So there'll be a long-form YouTube video for nearly every place I go to.
Well, it's a privilege for us to be involved with you and be part of it. I can't come, unfortunately, because I'm in hospital next week, but I will be following you from home. Wrapped up with my towel, protecting my breastbone, and you take care of yourself and have a fantastic time. I'm joined by Mel here at the show from Ripe. Welcome, Mel.
Thank you.
It's lovely to have you on our stand today. Thanks so much for coming. Now, Mel, we've had lots of questions about going to Europe and questions about being covered with insurance whilst people in Europe, and particularly about going to Morocco.
Yeah.
Can you just explain what people need to know?
Yeah, so Morocco isn't in Europe, so therefore European cover does not cover you in Morocco.
Right.
So you are insured with us up to 90 days in one trip or 180 days in total over the year.
Okay, but it's important though that if people are going to Europe, they tell you and buy that extension, is that right?
Yeah, so as standard under the policy, you are covered for your public liability, as that is a legal requirement to have that anyway within Europe. If you want to have your actual motorhome insured though for theft or damage, then you need the extension.
Right, okay, so make sure they tell you if they're heading to Europe. If they're going to Morocco, they need to find somebody that will cover non-EU, non-UK territories.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mel. So remember, you can get 15% off your premium with Ripe. Just click the link in the episode description. I'm with a very famous face here at the show, the Urban Motorhome. Darren, how are you, mate?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all right, just about. I'm hanging in there.
Good.
So tell me, you were finding the G-Spot recently.
Well, I was finding the Geo-Spot.
Oh, sorry, the Geo-Spot. Tell us what is the Geo-Spot.
So the Geo-Spot is a new feature from Park for Night. So if you've got the Park for Night Plus, then you get that function, which is it's landowners giving permission for you to park there. But the beauty of it is because some spots do get overwhelmed with people wanting to go there, right?
Yeah, well, we have one near our house, and it's tiny. I mean, 4 vans, and often there's 7 or 8, and it's packed.
Yeah, and some people don't take a hint, do they? They don't think, oh, there's 6 or 7 vans there. I won't park there. I'll find somewhere else. So this has got a function where there's a donation box and there's a code, and the app's built so you get there, you enter the code into the app, and then it then tells everyone else that there's one person there now. And then when there's a second person there, it tells everyone else a second. And as soon as the third code is entered, it deletes itself from the app as if it was never there.
Presuming only 3 can stay there.
Only 3 vehicles can stay there at one time for 24 hours, and then it turns off from the app, so then no one else can turn up, which means you are then relaxing wherever you are with only ever 3 vehicles.
I got it. And what if you leave halfway through the day?
Then you can click the I'm leaving, and then it just checks you out, and then someone else can check in.
It turns back on.
It turns back on, and someone can check in. And the beauty of it is because it is private land, you can get your tables and chairs out. You can sit outside, watch the sunset, have your dinner outside. Just no barbecues and fires because it is a landowner's, it is their land. But yeah, it's brilliant feature.
It sounds like a great idea. And are these free?
Well, they're part of the Park for Night Plus subscription, which is a whopping £10 a year.
Nothing.
It's crazy, isn't it? But then there's a donation box, and a recommended donation of £5 to £15.
Perfect. And you are giving away some subscriptions.
I am. In the video, I'm giving away, to celebrate that it's only 3 vehicles, I'm giving away 3 subscriptions.
You are so generous.
I am. I really am. It just doesn't stop, does it?
You're all about the giving.
Yeah, but come buy some stuff as well while you're here. Yeah, I'm giving stuff away, but I'm also selling stuff.
And you got your book as well.
I've got my book and I've got a calendar.
It's all your own colouring in. It's very good.
It is.
Now, where can people buy your book other than thatleisureshop.com? Where can they get it from you?
They can buy it from the urbanmotorhome.com.
There we are. Brilliant. Have a great show, buddy.
Thank you very much.
And something I'm delighted to see back for season 2026 is colour. It's great to see Leica embracing the full range of options from Stellantis. For years we've just had white, silver and grey motorhomes, and now you can get a fresh splash of paint. Another brand embracing this trend for colour is Mobil. Now, you may not have heard them. They've only been in the UK for a year. They are from Slovenia. And I was challenged by Dominic, who's the UK sales manager for Mobil. He said, what do you think of Mobil? And I said, well, I'll be honest, they seem really nice. I've just spent the last hour trying to break one, as Dominic suggested, and it has been really difficult. The layouts are really different. Big rear lounges that make into massive double beds, fantastic build quality, loads of optional extras, a fantastic finish. I'm going to go and find Keith, who's sat over here in this one, see what he thinks. So Keith, tell me, what do you think?
I think it's fantastic. It's like being in one of those first-class airport lounges, I'm told by certain people. I wouldn't know myself, obviously. But yeah, it really does feel premium quality. I've slammed a few drawers and slammed a few doors and sat on the toilet, obviously just sat, and these and these benches are just beautiful. You can feel that the memory foam in them, and I understand the bed comes down from on high and converts this area into a big sleeping area.
A huge double bed, yeah, really big, yeah. The price though, did you see the price?
It's a bit shocking, isn't it? But then again, motorhome prices are always shocking.
Well, these are starting with a 9 typically, but they are very highly spec'd, loads of options. But I agree with you, I think the quality is superb.
Yeah, it really is, and even the walls, it's a suede finish. Do you know what I mean?
You're back in a padded room, aren't you?
Yeah, it would be nice. It would be nice to lie here in my Speedos.
I'm joined by one of our own. This is Martin. Now, Martin, you have become a bit of a famous face here at the show, haven't you?
Well, I'm trying to, Matt. I'm trying to take you off the plinth. Everyone's saying about Martin waving. I got my own security.
Have you?
I've got my own security now. Yeah. I have to fight him off, Matt. I'm being a legend like you. Well, I'm trying anyway.
So you were on the podcast just a few weeks ago, and we were talking about your 31 years at Next, and you've joined That Leisure Shop team. For those that didn't see it. And I wanted to get your insight into our little world of motorhomes and campervans. You're here at a show for the first time, the NEC show anyway. What's your take on it?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's my first time here at the NEC. It's massive. Lots of new products out there, lots of new vendors out there. Some interesting products out there, some new innovations out there. It's nice to see that the industry is moving forward, like we said before in a podcast.
Yeah.
So that's been great. Really nice.
Has there been any one exciting thing that you've seen? You've gone, oh, that's cool.
Set for yourself on this stand.
Obviously.
But no, there's lots of bits out there. I can't name all of them, but yeah, there's some amazing products out there. So yeah, really good.
Now, you've been busy. You've been up in Edinburgh. We recently took over a retail business up there, and you brought a couple of Arctic loads of stock back to base, which was a bit of a challenge, wasn't it?
As they say in Scotland. But yeah, it's been a slight challenge. Yeah, 2 Arctics of brand new SKUs, loads of new stock out there. And they're obviously filtered down into our Chelsea and our Hewish store, loads online. So yeah, you're going to see loads of products we've never done before. In volume as well. So yeah, it's really exciting times for us.
And a big discounted price.
Correct. Lots of stuff out there. So just visit our website, come into our stores, and you'll see all the new products on there.
Well, enjoy your wander around the show. If you see Martin, give him a wave. Don't pander his ego too much, please.
Oh, hang on a minute. Yep, I'll be there now. Yep, no problem.
He's off. Anyway, head to thatleisureshop.com and look at the range of products. It really is amazing. I'm on the M&C stand in front of a very impressive Euromobil Extura, I think it's called, isn't it?
I believe it is.
It's a very impressive vehicle, and I'm with a very impressive, the best dressed man at the show, Mr. Phil Newbury from M Level. Phil, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Now, Phil, I want to talk to you about M Level. M Level is the levelling system that we see on this impressive van behind us. But tell us, the market's flooded with levelling systems now, and it's a really complicated kind of decision process for the consumer. What is it that sets M Level apart from every other system?
Okay, well, yes, I'm not sure the market's flooded. There are a number of systems about. M Level is the only truly British product, so we source all the components in the UK as close to our factory in Stoke-on-Trent as we possibly can. There's nothing we bring in that's more than probably an hour away from our place, so we try and be as green as we can. I personally have been in the levelling business for 10 years, selling other products, Italian products, German products. So we became aware of the faults and the issues and that sort of thing. So we've tried to design all those out of our system. For instance, our system has wireless remote control. That gives you added security because you can put a PIN code into that to make the system work, or you can switch that off if you want to.
It's much smaller than many other levelling system controls.
I believe it is, yes. This is actually the T2. So when we first started, we had a slightly bigger system with a smaller screen. So we've developed and improved it. This is a T2 version, which we released earlier this year. And we've tried to make this as simple as possible.
Yeah.
So it's basically just this. It comes to life when you take it off the cradle, or you can use it on the cradle. We can't really do a lot with it now because it's connected to this van here and there's people walking around.
And there's people in it.
Yeah. And might be underneath it.
You'll scare them.
But basically, all you do is press continue, and this is the PIN code, the security code which I mentioned, which you can have on or off. You basically put the code in that, and it's a little slow on this because it's away from there. And then you've got an option of what you want to do. And if you wanted to level the van, you would press levelling.
And can you program different ways of levelling it so you can program it to empty or waste water?
You can't program it to do that because that would make the menu a little bit more complicated. But you can certainly do that by going into the manual, and then you've got an option of
raising the left or right.
Yes.
So you can tip the van.
Yes.
Or just raise one side if you've got a flat tyre. I mean, that's where they're really useful, isn't it, for changing wheels?
Absolutely. But once you've lowered the jacks and you've got your van as level as you like, you can drop that control panel into your pocket, take it away with you, so your van's secure as it's going to be.
So it's raised off the floor and can't be stolen.
Exactly. Yes. So there's three things for what people call a levelling system, really, certainly on ours. There's levelling, there's stability, because once the jacks are down, it makes your van solid, so it's not swaying in the wind and that sort of thing. So you've got levelling, stability, and you've got the added security as well.
Yeah. And one of the questions I often get asked is, can I leave the jacks down and my front wheels off the ground, as illustrated behind us now, through the winter when it's in storage? Is it okay for any extended period?
Yes, it is. Yes, depending on where you are in the country. If you're by the coast, then really you should be treating the chrome on the jacks with some sort of PTFE or something like that. Okay. And maybe even if you're not up on the coast, it's a good idea. And it's also a good policy to operate the system probably once a month, just to make sure it's all working fine, that sort of thing.
So keep it limbered up.
Yes, but in general they're sort of maintenance free, so you can do whatever. Yeah.
Now you have a wide network and a growing network of installers across the UK. So this is a system, people can't buy it direct from M Level. They have to go to the approved installer, don't they?
That's right. Yeah, we don't supply it to the end user. We don't fit it, but we just have agents. We do have a few dealers that fit it themselves, but mostly it's through agents, sort of independent of dealers. Yeah.
So when I'm buying a brand new motorhome at a show like this, we're at the Motorhome Caravan Show at the NEC, can I spec it on the vehicle when I'm buying it new?
For most of them you can, yes. It depends what vehicle it is, of course. Yep. Yeah, but particularly most of the British manufacturers are aware of our products. Most of the British dealer network are aware of our products. Yeah, so it can be done. Yeah. And
cost-wise, I mean, it's going to vary from dealer to dealer and from vehicle to vehicle, but typically a ballpark cost.
Well, it shouldn't vary from dealer to dealer, but obviously it does. Yeah. But we do have one price for the whole market. So if it's a Mercedes, if it's a Fiat, if it's a twin axle, they're all the same price. And it's around about 5,700, something like that, fitted.
Right, okay.
Fitted.
That's fitted.
Yes.
And the great thing with your system, you can take it off and put it on your next van, can't you?
You can. So we've tried to make it as easy as possible for the fitter to fit it. So there's no cutting cables and pipes and hoses. It comes with everything, and they're all preset with the plugs and everything on the end. So if you wanted to move it from one vehicle to another, it may be a different bracket. If it was going from a Ford to a Fiat or something like that. But yes, it can be moved from vehicle to vehicle.
Yeah. So you can get best value for investment for many years to come.
That's right, yes. And we offer a 3-year warranty with it, and we try as a company to be as green as possible. We have a mission statement that says we will be as green, hence trying to source everything locally.
Yeah.
For every system that is sold, if the end user registers it with us, they get an extra year warranty, and the National Forest plant a tree on their behalf, and they get a certificate to say so.
Very good, Phil. Well, we're loving the British tie. You've got the Union flag on your donning proudly.
Yes, I have.
So can we see the system go up and down? We're going to rope the van
Absolutely.
off.
Yes, of course we can.
So I've got the remote. I have to say the buttons are super easy to use. I'm going to raise it up, and Maddie's in the van. It's great to see a household name, Oyster, finally evolving their product offering, famous for the satellite dish, which of course is rather old school technology. And this year they are launching a range of lithium batteries, inverters, solar panels that could be bonded yet removed from the roof of the van, and even an electric bike rack.
So, Matt, you've been out and about, you've had a look. What shiny things took your fancy with your magpies?
Magpies. Honestly, it's a difficult time, I think, for manufacturers to be really innovative, because it has been and still is a challenging landscape, and innovation costs money. But it is great to see some manufacturers who've been around for a long time still here, and new manufacturers who've been around for just a year still growing. So people like Aura, who we saw earlier in the show, and people like Landseer. Tom and Oliver have done a fantastic job with some of their new products. Just superb attention to detail, and great to see brands like Scorpion, like Oyster innovating, coming up with new products and new ideas, and stuff which really for us as the consumer is worth looking at and worth buying. What about for you?
Well, I mean, it's great to look around. When I look, not being an expert, I see the usual things and tow bars and A-frames and little bags to blow up your back of your motorhome with, and electric bikes and stuff. And I do wonder sometimes, how many times can you reinvent the wheel?
Well, true. Yeah, that's very true. And there's an element of that, isn't there, for sure. One of the things that struck me, as it always does at these shows, is the number of people that are coming for the first time and feeling overwhelmed. There really is such a lot to look at, and it can get really confusing whether you're looking at a campervan, a motorhome, or a bike rack. And levelling systems, there's lots of choice, and it can be very overwhelming, which is, I think it spurs me on to keep doing this, and to try and unpack for people what you need to know, what you need to consider, because different products are going to have the best use and be more appropriate for some than for others, and it's a question of why. And there needs to be more questioning of why this. So it's been great meeting the audience, and our audience, hasn't it? I mean, you've been, at one point I couldn't even see you. You were surrounded by people. You had a huge crowd around you.
Those are the debt collectors, don't worry about that. But you talk about innovation, the Belmont Leisure, the Pathway, the Wi-Fi thing that you're involved in. Yeah, people, that's really taken their imagination. And like I say, it's reinventing the wheel, but it's not, it's making it a bit rounder, it's making it better, isn't it?
Yeah, it's improving maybe a product that's out there already and doing a better job of it, and making something easier and simpler, slicker, and offering service levels which are perhaps higher. And service levels in our industry are often under huge criticism, and rightly so.
Well, I was talking to one gentleman at the show today, and he was giving me chapter and verse, on a door and door frame from a motorhome that he bought 6 months ago, and 5 months of it, the door hasn't been able to close, and he still hasn't been able to get it fixed. And he's saying, well, hang on a second, I've paid for this, and I'm not getting the customer service I think I paid for. And we're back to that again. We're always returning to this level of customer service. Now, some companies are brilliant at it and do a fabulous job, but there are some that aren't doing the job properly.
They're just not doing a good enough job, and they have reasons for that. Whether they're good or not depends on you, the consumer, and how it's affecting you. But yeah, if you've just spent 50 grand on leisure product, and for 5 months of the 6 you've owned it, it's in for repair.
You can't shut the door.
It's no good, is it? I mean, if it's a car, I spoke to the same chap. He said, if this was a car, I'd have taken it back and they'd give me another one.
Yeah.
But it's not like that with motorhomes and caravans. So this is a challenge of our industry that we're in, and it's not easily overcome and fixed at all, I'm afraid.
And filled with experts. I mean, clearly you're the expert's expert, but I remember, I was sitting in on some experts giving their opinion at the show, and I don't know seemed to be the motto.
Oh, yeah, there was a few I think and I don't know, yeah, true.
Or why don't you Google it? Well, if I was going to Google it, I wouldn't pay money to get in here, would I?
No, it's very true. But it's been a great show. Great to see so many people entering the pastime for the first time, and people coming back who've been doing it for years.
And there's a real buzz about it this year compared to last year, I think, anyway.
Yeah.
And also, we're doing this now later on the Thursday afternoon, and there's lots of people coming back and buying.
Yes.
Those tills are ringing, and lots of people leaving with bags, which is. We didn't see so much of that last year.
No, that's true, and the I'll Be Back bus seems to have turned up for many dealers, so many of them are now sat down signing people up, which is brilliant. It's just what this show is all about and what we need.
What about the orange bags then, Matt? 7,000 of them.
I know, 7,500 of them.
Really? I mean, I've been handing...
They took hours to stuff. Here they are. If you didn't get one, whether there'll be any left after this show, I don't know, but I just want to say a massive thank you to Motorhome.finance for sponsoring the bag, along with Warranty Solutions Group, and inside this a lovely magazine which Steph at Warranty Solutions Group and I put together. Make sure you get a copy of this. We've got loads of these spare.
Don't hit the microphone though.
I'll try to hit the microphone. And also a special thing, I'm going to call them out and name check them, because these guys are heroes of our business. Scorpion Campers, you'll see them at all the outdoor shows. They're sponsoring Campervan Camp Out in May. Check them out. If you're in the market for a used campervan, you need to check out Spartan Campers. I think I said Scorpion Campers. I mean Spartan Campers, yeah. And thanks for the funny look, Luke, on camera. And of course, make sure you get your European guide and your guide for going away in the winter, or preparing for winter in your motorhome. A special thanks to Fliss. Fliss is driver training, and Fliss, the trailer lady, has been looking after us as a team all week.
5 bean chili tonight.
I know, can't wait. It was amazing the other night. We had a venison shepherd's pie.
I said to her, I want more than 5 beans on my plate.
Don't you worry, you will be stuffed full tonight. Fliss and Andy, thank you. You've been superheroes this week. A special thanks, as always, as well, to Ripe. 15% off mhmp.info/Ripe and get your discount on your motorhome or campervan insurance. Motorhome.finance are in here too. Scorpion Track. If you need a tracker for your motorhome or campervan, definitely check them out. There's an offer with them. M-Level, the British levelling system. We've just done a piece with Phil from M-Level, a brilliant levelling system on a very funky motorhome. Landseer, I've already mentioned, actually, a shout to Tom and Oliver. You boys are phenomenal. Your end product is definitely worth checking out. And Totterton Motor Company, brilliant family-run business in Bury in Manchester. Go and check them out if you're in the market for a new or used motorhome campervan. So thank you all. If you don't get an orange bag, you might be out of luck, because we might have run out. I don't know at this point in time. Let's see.
How do people get in touch?
What was that? It was like a cockerel.
You taking a breath.
Do you know what you sounded like? You sound like Domino. Do you know who Domino is?
No.
The chicken at our Airbnb. Our Airbnb. We have to look after a chicken at the house. Have you discovered Domino yet?
I have, yes. We're having chicken tonight.
It's your job to feed her in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, her name's Domino. If you're watching on YouTube...
No, it's a true story, this. I mistook Domino for a cockerel. I said, it's a nice cockerel. They always said, no, it's a hen. So those thousands I spent on chicken identification courses, wasted. How do people get in touch?
Hang on. I'm just waiting for the tumbleweed to run by. We'd love it if you did. Head to mhmp.info/Ask Matt. You can record your question by clicking the orange button or fill in the form. We'll read it for you. And if you're listening on a podcast app, make sure you click follow. And if you're watching on YouTube, then maybe Keith's jokes will make sense. But make sure you click the bell and click subscribe.